What's up, YouTube? Oh, let me get my camera fixed here. I wanted to put together a video here about some stuff that took place this week where I used to live. I live in New Mexico now, and I used to live up in Port Orchard, Washington. Just across the water from Seattle, north of Olympia. It's out on the peninsula. But this last weekend's been big up there. There was a Washington State patrolman shot and killed. First Washington State Patrol person to be killed since like 1999. The reason I'm making this video is it hit real close to home. A, because that's where I used to live, and B, because my brother-in-law is a state trooper and hired out either just before this gentleman that was shot or just after. They were real close to the same amount of time in service. And I had to loosen this a little so I can move the camera. So that's why it hit home. When the reports first came out, my heart dropped because my brother-in-law works the I-5 corridor basically between Olympia and Fife, and then out on Highway 16 out as far as the Narrows. And I know a lot of people aren't familiar with that area, but I'm just saying. When they're short-handed, though, he does go out, clear out onto the peninsula and help out there. So when this story broke, I was really worried. The guy that killed him, well, hang on a sec. The trooper, he had about 16 years worth on the force. His name was Tony Riad. Let me see if I can pronounce his last name. Tony Radulescu. R-A-D-U-L-E-S-C-U. So, Radulescu. Anyway, he had about 16 years worth of service, and before that he was in the military and served our country. This was a good man. He was a really good man. He was a popular role model in the community, at the schools, and everything else. Well, the fucking asshole that shot and killed him, and I'm going to show you a picture of the trooper. Here, I'm going to turn my camera around here. That's him. Let me see here. You can read that if you want, but that's him. He was shot and killed by a fucking crackhead. That is, I don't even know what to say. You know, it's, people are saying in the comments that, oh, he was a good kid and he didn't do it, the drugs did it. Well, no. I see what people are saying, but that is absolute fucking bullshit. He was of sound mind and sound body when he decided he wanted to start using methamphetamine. Well, due to the fact that he used it and developed a habit, this is what took place. The guy was 28 years old, shot and killed him on a traffic stop. Just not very far from where I used to live, and he took off. There was no response when they were trying to call him on the radio, so they sent another trooper in or another cop to find and see what was going on. Found him laying there. They rushed him to the hospital where he later died. But the kid that shot him, had done a bunch of time in jail and prison and everything else, and when he was in prison this last time, he told him that basically if he would have been pulled over or anything ever again, he's gonna fucking kill the cop. And they still let him out. I don't understand our justice system. It pisses me off. It's a nasty drug. The kid probably wouldn't have done anything like this if he wouldn't have got wrapped up into this fucking terrible drug. So, I'm just, But anyway, they tracked him down. Well, they found his truck, and it was literally just a few miles from my mom and dad's house where they used to live before they passed away. And they of course had his license plate number and stuff, and that's how they found the truck. And then they I guess they got a tip and found out where this kid was hiding out. SWAT team surrounded the house. The SWAT team could see the girl, and there was a girl there, and it was his ex-girlfriend, and she's been arrested for aiding and abetting. But anyway, the SWAT team was there. They were getting ready to move in. They heard a single gunshot. The guy shot himself in the head. They got the guy. They rushed him to the hospital, where he later died too. So, you know, it was just terrible. Some cops, you know, there's no cop, in my opinion, that should lose their life. No cop, nobody. But some cops deserve a good beating, but some cops don't. So, you know, these guys, and I never thought about this until the other day, these guys truly put their life in their hand every time they pull a car over. Every time. And that is scary. So, I'm glad my brother-in-law is safe. That I'm very, very thankful for. So there's going to be a memorial service. Where's it? Let me see here if I can find where it says the memorial. Not that anybody will go that's watching my videos. Maybe, you never know. But I'm not sure when. I think it's here, let me see if this is it. He had a son, a 22-year-old son. Chances are, well, I think they lived in Bremerton, the cop, so the kid went to South Kitsap, the same high school I did. The service is going to be March 1st at 1 p.m. so in Kent, Washington. So there's that, and then it just seemed to be getting worse and worse up there in that neck of the woods. Earlier that week, a 3rd grade boy had brought a gun to school, and one way or another it went off and shot a little 3rd grade girl up there in the abdomen. The last I heard, she was in critical condition in the hospital, and he had been arrested on a whole slew of charges. I am all for gun rights, but if you're going to own a gun and you have young children, they need to be locked up, put away, not loaded. They need trigger locks, everything. You know, little kids will get into stuff. And I thought, my kids are smart. They would never get into them because they've been around guns ever since they were born. I've got guns. So I asked my son the other night, I said, you know, trying to play like his buddy, you know, and I was like, hey, you know, what would you do if one of your buddies brought a gun to school? I said, would you tell nobody? Would you look at it? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, would you touch it? Would you play with it? And he was like, yeah. And I go, would you tell on your friend? And he went, oh no. And I went, well. And then he goes, can I bring one of your guns? And I went, oh God. So I really had to talk to him about it. And he's only in first grade, and I hope he understands. But it was a reminder that I need to be diligent with him and my daughter about the guns. So then I was reading more stuff in the newspaper up there, and there's a guy they're calling a serial killer running on the loose up there. He's stabbed a couple people and killed them. And I'm sure that that's drug related, you know. Well, it's just sad. The day after this guy killed the trooper, the very next day, a kid off the USS Ronald Reagan put his car into the bay and drowned. You know, it's sad. It's sad to me because I used to live up there, and it was a real sleepy little community. And I had no idea that it has grown to what it is, and the problems are what they are. And it makes me very happy. See, my dad died in 2008, and my mom was up there alone in her house, but not alone. You know, I have brothers and sisters up there. But it makes me very happy that my mom had moved down here with me. She has died since, and that breaks my heart. But it makes me happy that she's not up there alone, because they lived way out in the sticks. And, you know, I would just be, well, I'd just be so afraid for her. You know, it all boils, a lot of this stuff boils down to drugs, and I haven't got time for crackheads and nothing like that. I wish that there was more that we could do to try to help these people, but, you know, when they don't want to be helped, there's not a whole lot we can do for them. So, you know, they're just leeches on society is what they are. They never have a real job, a real anything besides dabbling in drugs. So when it comes time for them to retire at an older age, there's nothing there for them, and they have to scam the systems and shit to get money, which costs all the taxpayers more. And on top of that, I've got a sister-in-law that's sitting in prison right now. She's a fucking leech on society. She's a crackhead, and she's in federal prison right now for selling and stuff. So, and she's scheduled to get out. It won't be long before she's wrapped back up into meth. But she has scammed the system. She is, I think she's 32, and she has already scammed the system. Mind you, she's never had a real job or fucking anything. And she gets disability. She's 100% disabled because her back's bad. And she gets fucking money. You know, that's costing the taxpayers. So she gets this fucking money. She don't use it to live on. She uses it to fucking buy more dope. And then goes out and fucking steals shit. You know, it just makes me sick. And this has been weighing on my mind real heavy lately because this cop that got killed. And I know that people are killed every day due to drugs and stuff, and this isn't nothing new. This one just hit close to home because my brother-in-law. And me and my sister don't see eye to eye. Well, me and most of my family don't see eye to eye. But he's still my brother-in-law, and she's still my sister. And they still have my nieces and nephews. And it would kill me for something to happen to him. So I pray that God keeps his hands tight around him and protects him for his family. Not for necessarily me, but for his family, his immediate family. So anyway, that's about all I wanted to bring up. You know, there's a lot of prayers that are needed right now in the Kitsap, Washington area. So, you know, feel free to open your heart in prayer for the people that are hurting up there, and that they find this guy that's running and trying to kill, and he's killing people. And find it in your heart to pray for the little girl that's in the hospital that got shot, and find it in your heart to pray for the little boy, because he didn't mean to. And they've got a whole slew of charges. This could really fuck up this little boy's life. You know, yeah, he needs to be punished, but I don't think they need to punish him to the extent that the rest of his life is shot. I just, you know, I don't think they should do that. So, with all that said, I hope you guys have a good day. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.